Hi everyone and welcome back. Watercolour painting for you today. It's from a photo that I've taken myself. The bird's actually called a chiffchaff. It's a bird you very rarely see, but you'll often hear it. Very secretive little bird, but it sings really loudly. You can often hear it across the other side of a field, but like I say, you very rarely see them. I've done two versions of this. I've done a graphite and a watercolour. I'll be posting the graphite one shortly. But if we just take a quick look at the reference photo that I've taken, you can see that the colours are fairly muted, greys and browns with a little touch of yellow there. And it's that little touch of yellow that follows through in the picture, you know, on the bird's beak and on the lichen on the branches, that actually attracted me to this photo, to actually do it as a nice watercolour. You know, watercolours don't always have to be a riot of colours and bright and vibrant. Sometimes, you know, low-key and muted colours with just subtle hints of warmer or brighter colours, you know, can really work well, you know, as a picture in their own right. Okay, you know, this is very low-key sort of watercolour painting, but I'm going to try and do it fairly realistically and try and enhance that yellow that runs throughout the picture there. Okay, so the materials that I'm actually using for this one are my usual Daler Rowney Langton Prestige watercolour paper. I'm using kind of a mixed set of watercolours, various brands, various qualities in there. And also I'm using a jar of Pebeo masking fluid as well. Now, if you notice a few funny hand gestures in the video, don't worry about that. The reason is this is taken from a full-length tutorial that I've done over on my Patreon channel, and I was doing a live commentary, you know, as I was actually making a video. So every now and again my hand comes in and probably points to something and moves around. It's got obviously nothing to do with the narration of this video. Like I say, it's to do with the tutorial over on Patreon. Okay, so back to the painting then. You probably noticed the use of masking fluid there on the bird when the paper was still white, and then I brushed over with the sky colour and went all over the branches and everything with that colour, and then I went over the branches again with another layer of masking fluid. Now this is going to enable me to create some texture and detail when I've applied some washes over there. What's going to happen is when I brush the masking fluid off, it's not going to show pure white paper. It's going to have a very slight, well, it's going to have the same colour as the sky basically, a very slight tint of blue there, which will just mute those areas down nicely so that I can glaze over them and create some texture. Normally when I do these bird paintings, you know, a bird in some branches or something like that, I usually like to play the branches down a little bit, don't get them too detailed or too textured, and put more emphasis on the focal point, which is obviously the bird, and save all of the detail and the textures and the colour, you know, for the bird itself, and play those branches down so they don't interfere too much with the composition. But I'm doing the opposite in this one. I decided that the textures and the lichen growing on the branches and everything really were an integral part of this picture. And because it's such a low-key kind of composition, you know, colour-wise, I think the addition of the detail and the texture on the branches is going to add a lot more interest, because the bird itself is not particularly colourful. It's fairly camouflaged, you know, the same colour as the branches and everything. So to actually bring more interest to the branches almost kind of leads the eye in to the focal point, you know, the bird itself. So it's kind of a funny way round of doing things, I guess, but it's quite a realistic way of doing things, you know, to create this much texture and detail on these branches. You're probably thinking, hang on a minute, you know, you're putting all this detail in. Isn't it the idea with watercolour to actually leave detail out? You know, that's what I hear a lot of people banging on about on YouTube. A lot of watercolour artists are all saying, you know, leave the detail out. And well, yeah, that's true for loose watercolours. You know, if you're painting loose watercolours, that's kind of what you do. But when you're going for something that's realistic, you know, I'm not talking hyperrealism here, I'm just talking something that includes more detail, more texture, and has more realism to it than your average loose watercolour painting. You know, you've got to start looking for those details and including them because it's all part of the realistic look of the painting. And particularly in this case, in the painting that I'm doing, because it's such a low-key, sort of muted picture anyway, to add more interest to it is not going to be a bad thing. So to go for more of a realistic, detailed and textured look, particularly with a composition like this, is probably going to work out better than actually trying to paint it loose and leaving the detail out. It's just going to make it look even more sort of dull and boring, I guess. So if you think about, you know, the opposite situation to this, maybe it's a highly detailed landscape with lots of clutter and too much detail in it, you know, you do the opposite then. You go the other way and you remove that clutter, play down the detail and just try and loosen the whole thing up a little bit, because it might make the picture work a lot better, you know, leaving that clutter and all the textures out and everything. So there's no right or wrong way, there's just different ways. And I guess all I'm trying to say in this one is, you know, because this is quite a low-key composition with not much in it, you know, you've got to go looking for the interest in the picture, you know, looking for those little areas of detail and interest which will add life and character to the picture. Okay, so we're just about at the end of the painting now. So just before I go, I'll just quickly mention that I'll leave links to my Patreon channel in the end screen cards and in the description below, and it's only £3.50 a month to join. That's all it costs. In fact, you can join for as little as £1 a month if all you want to access is the community page and chat with like-minded people, share your artwork with them, get comments and feedback, you know, on your artwork, and you'll also get access to free reference photos and quick sneak peek videos and things like that. But for £3.50 you get everything. You get the full tutorials, access to all of the videos, and there's hundreds on there, hundreds of tutorial videos ranging from watercolours, ink drawings, graphite drawings, mixed media, lots of various subjects. There's too much to mention really. There's vlogs as well. You see me going out taking photos of landscapes and birds and things like that. I do sort of Q&A videos while I'm out making the vlogs. There's kit reviews, book reviews, recommended art material videos. There's tons over there, absolutely tons of content for you. Anyway, that's the painting finished there. I hope you enjoyed that. If you like the video, please give a thumbs up. It really helps the channel, and I always read your comments. So thanks very much everyone. Take care, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.